Welcome to another edition of the Coach Chris Hatcher Show. I'm your host, Kevin Blackwell, and of course each week I'm joined by the top Bulldog himself, Chris Hatcher. It was an old-fashioned SoCon slugfest at Pete Hanna Stadium this past Saturday with both Samford and Wofford trading punches throughout the 60-minute contest. The Terriers come out on top 17-13 in front of a homecoming crowd. Coach, first of all, it was an energetic crowd. It was a great dog walk. Good day for college football in Homewood.
It really was. The weather was outstanding. Again, we're very appreciative of all of our supporters. We had a really good, energetic crowd. The quad was hopping, which you expect on a Samford homecoming. And then to me, what was very special is I got to see a lot of former players who I haven't seen in a while come to the game, and even had some players that I've coached at other schools at the game. So it's always a good time. Unfortunately, the scoreboard did not tilt in our favor, and that's one thing that you always take great pride in, is trying to win those homecoming games. Unfortunately, we came up a little short. Had a great drive there at the end of the game to try to take the lead, but it came up a little short there on fourth down. But again, we're very appreciative. Our students have been outstanding, and I know we'll talk about it later in the show, but boy, we really need that type of support again this week to try to get our football team back on the winning track.
Well, it was a field position game throughout. Coach, you and I talked last week about the quality of defense that we would see with Wofford, and surely they were true to form in the game. Yet, we were able to sustain some drives. We had two 12-play drives. We had a 14-play drive there. But, boy, with limited possessions, when you get in a game like this, you're racking up 300 yards, but you've got to finish those drives with touchdowns.
That's been the story of our season, especially the last 2 weeks offensively. We've got a ton of first downs. We moved the ball really good between the 25 and the 25s, but we've really just bogged down in the red zone areas, and we put a lot of emphasis in that area. So we'll continue to work there. But again, the way these games have been going, the teams we played are very ball control oriented. We've been finding ourselves defensively in a lot of third and shorts, which continue those drives. We were joking before the show that the last 2 weeks may be the two shortest football games that I've ever coached in since I've been at Samford. I think we had the ball one time in the first quarter, and Wofford had it one time in the first quarter. But we got to start finishing drives, and that's a big point of emphasis for us the first day of practice. And again, as we head into this next game, we got to find a way to do that better.
We had mentioned that fourth quarter, and I thought that was a critical part of the game. Wofford gets the ball at our 27-yard line after we had a punt from our own end zone with a good return for them, and then defense steps up, holds them to a field goal, get the ball back with 3 minutes left, plenty of time. The ball game is ours. That 4th and 3 came up a little short. You had mentioned in the postgame you felt like we had a good play called right there, just couldn't execute the play.
I thought we did, and there were some opportunities before that we had for some big plays that we didn't execute. But that was a really good drive. We moved it all the way down. We had a little. We knew they were going to play man coverage. We thought we had a good route. Gave up a little pressure. Quincy had to backpedal and couldn't get anything on his throw to end the ball game. So just a disappointing defeat. I thought that offensively we had a good week of preparation, but we're not making plays when we need to, and right now we're not consistent to sustain those long drives when we get down there close.
Yeah, I think that one of the keys for the Hatch Attack is those explosive plays. And, of course, we're looking for those every game. Haven't seen quite as many lately, but the defense is making adjustments, right, throughout the time, and you've got to account for that.
Well, you're correct. When we're playing good defenses, I mean, we talked last week that, I think Wofford was 16th in points per possession defensively as a stat that we go on. The Citadel was a top 20. Mercer's a top 20. Defense. Alabama State was a top 10. So we are playing good defenses, but we have good offensive players, and it's coming down to we're moving the ball, and then we make a critical mistake. move ball, make a critical mistake. So consistency, we have to improve in that area. And, you know, like anything, as the coach, you know, you're in charge of the entire operation, and we have to do a better job of putting our players in positions to be more successful. Give them maybe some different tools to go out there and fix the problems that happen in the game. And we have a great staff that's committed to that each and every week. Unfortunately, we just have not found the right combination yet, but who knows, new opportunity this week. Maybe this is the week we get it done.
Right. Well, offensively, Micah Kelly had a good game on Saturday with 87 yards rushing. You know, Coach, earlier this season, I'd asked you about some of the younger players that were impressing you early on, and one of the players you mentioned was Preston Bird. You know, we've had a couple of receivers go down with injuries. We're going to depend on young guys like Preston to step in. Really proud of Preston Saturday with the touchdown catch, his 10th catch of the season, but it was a big one for us there to score in the second quarter.
Well, he's a good player, and he's a true freshman. We started him out as an inside slot receiver back during camp. We moved him to the outside position to back up Brendan Jenkins to provide us some depth. Due to Ray Vinson being out for the season, Ian Cousins being out for the season, we had to move him back to the slot. But he's a guy that you appreciate. He always has a smile on his face. He works hard, and he loves football. And guys that have that attitude but also have the ability to go with it, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here at Samford University.
Well, the defense holds Wofford under 300 total yards for the game. Once again, our playmakers on that side of the ball continue to impress. Jaden Mosley, 9 total tackles, 2 for a loss and a forced fumble in the game. C.J. Douglas with a big interception, killing a Terrier drive there in a critical point in the third quarter. Coach, our defense continues to keep us in games.
They're playing really, really well. You know, we commit so many guys to the run. We play a lot of man coverage. And when you do that, you know, you're going to give up a ball here or there, and we did that. But, you know, they have a pounding rushing attack, had a few plays on us. But, you know, again, you mentioned the interception was big. You hold a team to 17 points, you expect to win the ball game. So we need those guys to continue on that side of the football to play well. We need the guys on the offensive side and the special teams to step it up a little bit. And if we can get all three phases working together on the same afternoon, man, it'd be something fun to watch.
Samford returns home to the friendly confines of Pete Hanna Stadium on Saturday to take on an old OVC rival in Tennessee Tech. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. Tennessee Tech comes into the game fresh off a 52-10 victory over Linwood last week, where they rushed for over 400 yards. And, Coach, I was looking at their team for our show today. You know, we kind of face another team who's played some multiple quarterbacks this season, have a really good rushing attack, very strong front seven on defense. They're going to be a challenge for us this week. What do you see?
You hit the nail on the head. You must be down there watching film with our staff. There's no question. It's very similar to the type of teams we played up to this point. They got a strong rushing game. Of course, we got to pack the box and stop that defensively. Their front seven could be one of the better front sevens we played all season long, dating back to the Mercer game. You know, our defensive coordinator, Adam Braithwaite, was there as the DC last year, so he has a lot of knowledge of the talent, and he raves about the players they have on their football team. And then they come off a huge win, and so they're playing well. And then Bobby Wilder, their head coach, has a tremendous track record. So it's going to be another tough battle.
Without a doubt. Well, Coach, as we head into the final stretch of the schedule, what's been your message to the team this week?
It's pretty much the same every week. I start the season the same, and we kind of keep the same flow throughout the course of the week, the year. Every week, new opportunity, new challenges that come with each and every opponent. And each week, biggest game we play because it's the only one we play that week. And you know, some of our goals that we had are no longer there, but we get to play football this week and represent our university, represent our families, and more importantly, we get to go out there and play with our friends and teammates. So if Monday's any indication of practice, we had a tremendous attitude. We kind of had the woe is me's Monday morning, and Monday at 2:31, and then about 2:51 we picked ourselves up off the mats and had a really good practice. So hopefully our preparation will be well, and then we talk about earning the right to expect a win on Saturday. Hopefully we can do that and play the very best football we can play here at Pecan Stadium at 2:02 Saturday afternoon.
Well, it is Veterans Day weekend, which means it'll be Military Appreciation Day at Pete Stadium this week. We certainly hope to see many of our brave men and women service members at the game on Saturday. Kickoff, again, as Coach said, set for 2 p.m. Tickets are still available at SamfordTickets.com. If you can't make it to the game, you can tune in on ESPN+. Well, Coach, good luck this week against the Golden Eagles.
Well, I appreciate it. We appreciate all you do, and hopefully we'll be in a little bit better mood this time next week.
We hope to see you at the game on Saturday.